Hello everybody, SlimKirby here. Welcome to another uneventful episode of Let's Play Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. I almost said Radiant Dawn there for a second. I say it's uneventful because, well, the next part, or two, will be uneventful. I don't really get very far in terms of moving my units, and I don't know, this is just like a bad part to advance. It's a lot of reinforcements come around this point. And there's also a few sages near the top, so you want to be careful of your physical units and your magical units, because if you try to put your magical units in front, they'll get wiped out by the melee units, and if you do the opposite will happen. And of course, there is also one of those stupid mages or sages with a long-range weapon. I believe that one up there, or not the two at the top, but one of the two, or one of the three up there has a blizzard spell. The long-range wind magic attack. And we even have some sages right here. What do you know? I'll go ahead and take care of them really quickly. Thankfully the longbow helped Rolf out there. Can't say the same thing will happen to Kieran though. See, I'll just go ahead and use the short axe, I guess. Although I should have probably used the sword, because his speed, not really his speed rating, but his dodge rating probably would have went up a little bit if I used the iron sword instead of the short axe, but oh well. Kieran is at level 6, that's pretty good. He's getting close to, well actually he is at the same level as Jill and Nephany are right now. For this playthrough, I'd like to see a top 5 with the following characters. I'd like to see my top 5 with Jill, Nephany, Kieran, and Zahark. I really don't care who the 5th person is. I guess it'll probably be Ike, since, you know, Ike is usually in the top 5, since he's such a good unit, and because you need to use him throughout the entire game. So yeah, that's the reason why I usually use Ike, but that is my goal, to get those 5 characters into the top 5. Now, I've actually tried that before, but unfortunately for me, both, or not really both, all 3, Boyd, Oscar, and Rolf managed to get ahead of them. So only Nephany made it in. So I'm going to see if I can actually do it better this time. I think I'm doing pretty good with Jill and Nephany right now, and I think I'm doing pretty good with Kieran. Zahark, I think he was MVP of a few chapters, but he really hasn't been the biggest character I've used so far. In fact, I think Rolf is actually doing more than Zahark has, but I don't know. I guess Rolf will be the 5th character, since I really do like Rolf in this game. But for some reason, I can't seem to get Oscar, Boyd, Ike, and sometimes Soren out of my top 5. I don't know, I guess I just use them way too much. But I have been using Jill and Nephany a lot, so hopefully those 2 will make the top 5. Let's see, some other things to talk about. I guess I'll say congratulations to Shadow Mario 41 for not completing anything, but he was actually nominated the prom king of his school. I have no idea why I decided to mention that of all things, but I don't know. He's a good friend of mine, so it's cool to hear that he won something. Probably the only thing he's ever going to win in his life. I'm kidding, man. But seriously, dude, the number 41, it sucks. It's a terrible number. Whoa, look at those dodge skills. Good job, Rolf. And here comes the blizzard spell. I find it ironic how it's a blizzard... Never mind. I forgot what I was going to say. But, like, you don't really think of blizzard when you think of wind spells. I guess it's because, like, the wind is really blowing during a blizzard. I guess that's the only thing that really makes sense with that, but still. Let's see. Yeah, I'm using Rise a little bit, too. To be honest, I've always had a problem raising Rice whenever I use him in a playthrough. In my first 2 playthroughs, he actually ended up dying. One time just because I really didn't care if anybody died. And then in the second playthrough, like, it was at the very end of a very long chapter, and I was like, you know what, I already have a healer. Some of my other characters can heal as well. I'm not going to worry about them, so I just went ahead and let him die for the rest of the game. I have had perfect playthroughs, though. Don't worry, I have had perfect playthroughs. I think I even had a perfect hard playthrough as well. I don't remember for sure, but I think I did. Although, I could be lying for all I know. That was another instance right there of the A button being pressed twice when I only pressed it once. I really need to find a way to fix that, because that really did screw up a plan I had. I did manage to recover from it, but still, very annoying. Don't like when stuff like that happens to me. Especially when I'm going for a no-death run on a very laggy recording setup that I'm playing for YouTube, no less, so I'm trying to look kind of professional while I'm playing this game. And yeah, just trying to be very careful when I'm playing this. Don't really want to lose any of my characters. Well, that was a really good level up. He leveled up everything but magic, and he can't really even use magic. Well, he can if he has a magic weapon, like, I think it's called the Bolt Axe, that he gets later on. Or not that he gets, but that you can get. So that's pretty cool, but I'm not really going to worry about his magic stat. That's really... yeah, I don't like those weapons. Ooh, we got a Provoke. I believe what the Provoke skill does is when you equip it to a character, there is a good chance that unit will be attacked more than another unit. So if you have like a general, a very strong general that can pretty much handle anything, and you have some other units defending as well, you can use the Provoke skill on the general, and then you can kind of lead the attention to the general, not the other units. It's a very useful skill depending on who you equip it to. Because even though they work good against generals, like, I don't know, you still might not want to equip it to a general because you want to equip to a unit that can also kill the enemy. Otherwise, you're going to attract only one unit, and then the other units will still get attacked. It really depends on really who you're going to give it to. A good unit in Radiant Dawn that would have Provoke is Shinon. Because Shinon is a beast in that game. Here comes another Blizzard spell. Oh well, no big deal. Ike got a little damage right here. 9 damage from the Knight. And I think that Myrmidon that's coming up here is also going to do a little bit of damage to him. Nothing major though. It looks like Ike is going to level up again. Now, I've mentioned before that the reason I'm kind of overusing Ike right now is I want to get him to level 20 before a certain battle. And the battle I'm talking about is at the very end of Chapter 27. Given that's still a while to go, but still, I just want to make sure he can reach that level within the amount of time I have. Right now I'm doing pretty good. Like, if I get him to, like, level 10 by, I don't know, what chapter would be a good chapter? If I get him to level 10 by Chapter 23, that means that I have about, like, I don't know, 2 levels to gain in every chapter. And then I could also use bonus experience points on him as well, so I think I'll be doing okay with Ike. And as long as I use him to kill all the bosses, I mean, that's nearly an automatic level up, depending on what experience points he has. So yeah, I'll just try to make sure I get him to 20 by the end of Chapter 27. Shouldn't be too hard, though. That reminds me, I also need to equip a certain skill on Ike. I have to put a certain skill on him. I'll do that probably later on. He really doesn't need that skill right now, but it would help him a little bit. I decided to go ahead and give Ike a little health right here. That's one thing I like about in this game, is when units that have staves, after they use their staff on a unit, they still have their item equipped, their main weapon. So, like, if you have, like, a unit like Rice, or even Soren, healing a unit, and if a unit attacks them on the next turn, they'll still be able to counterattack. In other Fire Emblem games, especially in Radiant Dawn, that's not the case. If you use a staff, you have it equipped until your next turn, so I kind of like how it worked for this game. Since I have neglected to visit these houses, I'm going to go ahead and do it. In this house, we get Smite. If you equip Smite to a character, they'll be able to shove a unit 2 spaces and not just 1. I believe Mordecai already has that skill equipped on him right now. And that Wyvern did exactly what I wanted him to. And there we have it. We have all the melee units in that area up there gotten rid of. So we can just send both Soren and Rice up there, and they can take care of everything. And then we got some more reinforcements over here, but they're fairly easy to deal with. But I've reached the end of the video time, so I'm going to go ahead and end the video really quickly. This has been SlimKirby, and this has been Let's Play Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. Later, guys.